Hello everyone, my name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music for the first time as a musician myself. And today is the return of Civilization. This is Civ 6, as they call it. And I think this is the second time I hear this game. Maybe the third. I think it's the second. But we're doing a first on the channel, a 4-for-1 video. A kind of time lapse, I guess. This is Cree. Also, I think known by the drums of Poundmaker. And we're going to be hearing, I guess, like the whole thing. So we have ancient, medieval, industrial, atomic. Cool. And I have some information on this one, requested by BioSleeve. They're in order, and it's Cree is one of the first nations of Canada. I don't know if that's fiction or non-fiction. I'm guessing it's real. I never heard of Cree. And then the last one says ancient era was composed by Poundmaker singers, medieval and industrial by Jeff Knorr, and atomic by Jeff Knorr and Phil Boucher. Well, right before I click play, I'm very interested in Civilization. I remember seeing like a video of it and I was just like mesmerized. I love that kind of stuff. I like history, you know. I wouldn't call myself a history buff, and I don't know that much, but I always find myself watching it. Like once I get started, I like watching and, you know, just seeing like where we came from and stuff. So I'm all about it. So let's just start. Cree. We have a long way to go. We have a long way to go. This is Ancient from Civilization 6. Cree theme, Ancient. Let's go. I would have to assume every song, or maybe most songs in this game, are like this. They have like 4 versions. I don't know anything about this game. I never played it, so please tell me whatever you want. It looks cool. You got like natural dreads and looks like an official. Wow, it really does sound ancient. No technology. This is fascinating to me. This is what I talk about in a lot of videos. Like, the idea of music going back thousands and thousands of years. People just always want to make noise in music, and imagine the moment someone figured out you can harmonize with your friend and make noises. You know, that must have been like. I'm going to assume maybe these themes revolve around cold as well a little bit. Since when I think of Canada, I do think of snow and stuff. I don't know anything about Canada. Sorry. That's frightening how cool that is. It's like powerful enough to like scare off, you know, opposition, and harmonious enough for people would want to join in, and I don't know, it's just, I feel like I need to see someone play this game or something. Like I don't have an interest in playing it as of right now, but I feel like the idea of Civilization is awesome. Oh, by the way, the channel for all these are Peach's Lamb. So this is Poundmaker Singers. Before the days of radio, before the days of YouTube. I don't think I'm going to say much in between all these songs because there's 4 of them. I kind of just want to go through the progression of them. I would have to assume each song is probably going to consist of that, you know, that bass melody there. But man, that's fascinating to me, you know, just the idea of like nothing but like sticks, stones, and like, you know, the human ability to make noises besides just language and talk. It's wild. Let's just go to the next one, Medieval. Okay. Yeah, these are all from Peach's Lamp. Sorry, I should have mentioned that, the channel. Medieval, which I'm gonna look this up. I always forget this. I know. I want to say it's the 1700s, but I honestly do not know. Either way, it's old. Middle Ages. Let me just see what defines medieval. Oh God, I was way off. Around 500 AD to 1500 AD, and this one says between 1400 and 1450. Oh no, they started around. Okay. Yeah. Also, you're gonna have to forgive me. I haven't been in school in such a long time that a lot of this stuff I just forget. This channel does more than just teach me music. It's a refresher course in schooling. This is the medieval Cree theme. Probably gonna have like a Roman sound. Okay, yeah. Same formula, but now we have instruments. Although very old instruments. But still the like I wonder if that's the hurdy-gurdy. Is that what it's called? And he's got me looking up stuff. Not so vocal this time. It's games like this, or media like this, that really remind you. I think a lot of people forget just how old Earth is. That we're able to have recorded. Like, anyone who's watching this video has either been around since the 2000s, the 90s, the 80s, maybe the 70s, and you know what I mean? And for you, that's like your whole life and what you know. Yeah, you're aware of like earlier, maybe the 1800s, but then there's 17s, 15, 14, 13, and then millions beyond that. Millions beyond that. It's unfathomable to think. It's like you can't even think about it. It blows my mind. The fact that anything has been able to, at all, like being passed down. It's overwhelming to think about this kind of stuff, honestly. Your lineage, what if like my great uncle looked exactly like me or something? Or nothing like me? It's just interesting, man. I don't know much about the Middle Ages. If there's any history buffs out there, feel free to elaborate. What's a significant moment of the medieval times? I'm sure I know some, I just can't think of it right now. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I think this was the era of like kings and queens. Like, predominantly. It's going to be cool hearing the advancement of technology in these songs. Especially the next one, Industrial. I'm going to assume that all these are referring to specific time periods. When I think industrial, obviously I think more kind of like modern. Like I think of industries, plants, cities, stuff like that. But I looked it up just to be safe, because I don't want to like say anything and pretend it's fact. I don't know. But when I looked up the industrial age, it just comes up with the Industrial Revolution, which I have heard about. It's obviously, yeah, so it's right around the time of 1800s. Man, I'm really going back into like my schooling. I'm like, do I remember what events occurred here? Like, it makes me realize how long it's been since I've been in school. It kind of makes me feel old. But okay, industrial. Let's see what happens here. This one's probably the one I'm more curious about. But yes, the second one definitely established the fact that it sounded like, like that lineage from the first ancient age, but now with like, old instruments. So now let's see what this one does. I wonder if they'll keep the melody but remove the voices and replace it with like a melody of something else. I'm so curious. All right, this is industrial. Yeah. Called it. The voices are gone. Although they might come back. I'm learning up on my Industrial Revolution while I hear this, which is actually more immersive to me. Oh, I just noticed we kept the same picture for all of them. Yeah, so it was machines, Steam engine. Textiles. I do know bugles and trumpets are old. I don't know how old. I feel like if I play this game, I'm gonna be like way too immersed in history, and I'm gonna go in a deep dive. And I don't have time to do deep dives, so it's like when I really like a game, I learn like everything about it and everything. I feel like this game, I wouldn't just be learning about the game, I'd be learning about us. And that's a rabbit hole that's never ending, you know? I've never heard Atomic Age before, until now. But it seems to be the most recent. 1940s to the 1960s. So what age are we in now? Powerful vocals, man. I feel like this outfit he's got on right now is probably the most accurate to this. Right, industrial. Just looks like the garments would be worn around that time. It sounds like a war anthem. Okay, yeah, so basically it's advancing through time, right? The first one was just like, sounded like maybe some like animal hide as drums and then just the vocals. And then we had a very light change in the medieval with, I don't even know what kind of instruments those were. Sounded somewhere between bagpipes and like winding up kind of stuff. So I thought it was a hurdy-gurdy, but I don't think so. I don't know my instrument history like that, but it sounded like that. And then this one, from what I just saw, that it was around like late 1700s, early to mid 1800s. But I think it was more of a specific, well, it seemed, I mean, they're quick Google searches, but they seemed more of a significant era in the UK. I don't know if we had anything going on here. I know we had a pretty big deal going on here, the Civil War, but you could hear like the bugles and the trumpets now, and you know, it sounds like, to me this sounded like war was starting. This is also interesting, you know. And then this, I never even heard the term atomic age. That's news to me. So this is from like World War II to oh god, when was the Cold War again? Is that the 80s? Man, you guys got me. Okay. Yeah, so now I don't even know. Like, I'm thinking of everything now. Like, what era are we in now? I have no idea. So this one just has to be full on, like, well, I'm not expecting like electric guitars and stuff, but there were. I mean, it's possible to have an electric guitar, like the world's first one. I'm expecting. I don't know. I'm just expecting the most modern sound, obviously. Anyways, let's go. This is Atomic. Cree theme. Woodwind. Yeah, so the melody stayed the same throughout the whole thing. I thought Cree was a word. A member of an indigenous people living mainly in a vast area of central Canada. Oh. I'm learning a lot today. Sounds more electronic than I imagined, but that is a good melody though. We're going through like a time travel of music, you know? I can't imagine what the learning process was to make the soundtrack for this game. This is just one. There's probably a multitude of locations, which seem to be all real. Let me know if you play this game. Have they all been like that? So 1 through 6 and just keep going to different locations? Or have they kind of changed the way it works? You know what? I'm going to take this time to look at comments that were left on my old Civilization video, because people told me what kind of game it is, and I kind of don't remember. I think they might have said something about like resources building or something. So Baba Yeru was the last one I heard. Okay, here we go. Oh, we got a new melody, I think. I'm listening. Don't worry, I'm still listening. Alright, so from the requester themselves. This game is more around guiding your nation through history, from the Stone Age to modern times and beyond. You choose your civilization at the start or randomize it, and have a huge selection such as the Romans, Greeks, English, Russian, Incan, Zulu, Japanese, Australian. The list goes on for ages. You build cities, set up trade, send out ships and scouts to explore the world and meet other civilizations. The most recent version introduced Dark and Golden Ages. Depending on how well your civ is performing, as well as having to deal with volcanoes erupting, sea levels rising, and extreme weather. The reason I'm asking is because I vaguely recall asking if this plays at all like those like city builder kind of games. Except this is more focused on like nature and humans. All right, I had a Grammy. That was cool. Forgot about that. This comment has a lot of likes. Civilization is the ultimate just one more turn game series. I love this stuff though, like I don't know, humans we're a wild bunch, but we're also like an amazing species. Oh, here we go. It's part of the 4X genre, meaning explore, expand, exploit, exterminate. That one didn't sound too much different from the industrial. Although it had a little bit more of like an electronic pulse. Well, that was cool that we had the, which sounded like the indigenous like chanting throughout the whole thing. That was very interesting. I've never heard, I don't know anything about Canada's history, so sorry if I'd never heard Cree before. I guess that confirms that these are all like real places, or at least in Civ 6. I figured they would just go to like, you know, made up locations or something. So yeah, so at 4X genre, the ones closest to it aren't like SimCity, but more like Stellaris, Europa Universalis, or Crusader Kings. I've never heard of any of those. And this is the last thing I'll read. The goal of civilization games is to take over the world, more or less. Oh. Role-playing one of the major world civilizations as they grow from the Stone Age to the Modern Age. While in the original Civ game, the only real way to do that was through violent conquest. Oh, sorry, like rewriting history or just... The games have gradually introduced new victory conditions, including through diplomacy, by making enough people your allies, economics, by making so much money that you effectively control the global economy, cultural dominance, by making everyone adopt your cultural ideas and values, or scientific advancement, by successfully becoming the first civilization to explore the stars. That was from Mr. Insecure. Damn. I think this series requires more than just like a couple reactions. I think every time it comes on the channel, I'm gonna have questions. And here's the way I see this. Some of you may be like, you know, how do you not know this stuff or what? When I ask questions, that's because I'm like, that's me wanting to know more. It's not me trying to like fill up space. You know, I'm one of those people that didn't really take advantage of my schooling when I was younger. Like I passed and everything, but like I kind of didn't care, to be honest, until after. Like as I got older and, you know, got to become myself and, you know, learn the way the world works, it really made me like kind of regret how I acted back then, and, you know, just could have paid more attention instead of just like goofing off or like paying attention to girls or strictly only paying attention to the guitar and video games. Like, I don't know, I wasn't like defiant or something, but I don't know, I just didn't really... The thing with me is that I wasn't going to... I'm not getting into my history here, but I knew early on that like school, this is going to sound kind of like controversial, but school wasn't for me. And the only way I can explain that is if you were just in my own brain. Like everyone reacts different to school, right? Some people do well, some people do bad, some people learn later. But I've always liked the idea of learning in college because like you can choose your classes. But to me, you know, school seemed so like, it seems so odd to me. Even at such a young age, I'm like, what do you, like these things being forced upon me? And it made me, I guess, slightly rebellious in that term, in that kind of way, because, you know, once I heard the idea of what college is, I'm like, whoa, I can just choose whatever I want. You mean I don't have to go to learn about whatever? So, yeah, just a side tangent. But anyways, like it makes me, I just wish I paid more attention back then. But it's cool now. It's not like too late. I can still learn whatever I want. If anything, I could learn anything I want whenever I want in this modern age. We have the world at our fingertips. I can literally pull up my phone and just, boom, I'm in this year and I learned everything about it. You know, it's kind of overwhelming in that regard. Where before we just had textbooks and your teacher. So, yeah. I was always envious too of people that did really well in school because they weren't distracted. I was distracted all the time, you know. But that's the way it is, you know. I feel like I didn't become like this way, like the way you guys have known me now, until much later on in life, like almost into, I don't know, maybe past my mid-20s. You know, for the longest time, I was just kind of like on cruise control, going through life and seeing what happens. Anyways, this isn't about me. But this is my reaction, right? This, you guys watch these for my reactions, I'm assuming. And all those songs gave me this, you know, it's making me think of my history, and then it makes me think of, and then everything I just said, right? That was just the past 30 years of the earth, right? Just me. That's my experience on this journey I've been on. That's not including all the potentially thousands that are watching. Each one of you have your own perils, your own struggles, your own successes, your own blah 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 blah. Some of you are parents, some of you are lonely childs, whatever, you know. And all that, you know, is within the past, I don't know, 5-6 decades or something. Now imagine all that, and it's just like a speck of dust compared to the like hundreds and thousands and millions of years. That kind of in a way makes you feel like whatever you're going through like almost doesn't matter in a way. And that's why I find this stuff so fascinating. And that's just Earth. You know, I don't want to get into like, imagine how many other planets haven't been explored, and the universe is a whole other thing, dude. But it makes you think, right? It makes you think. And there's not a lot of video games or soundtracks that can make me even go into this much, you know, use this much of my brain. Typically when I click play on these videos, although I give them my undivided attention, each single one, you know, I'm just trying to listen to the music and just enjoy the music. And while I did pay attention to it, it just really just put me into the very specific like time periods, and just trying to imagine my life at that time. Like, could I have even survived? I would have to survive, you know, you have to adapt. I'm so used to phones and TV and now the internet. I can't imagine just, you know, kicking a rock around all day or drinking water from the river or something. I don't know, man. It's something we all don't think about. But sometimes you have games like Civilization 6 to kind of light a fire in your brain. All I know for sure is that these games are well respected. And that's probably why. You know, it seems like a pretty straightforward game, but while you being in control. So that's where my question is. Can you go through like, is it necessarily about going through historical events, or is it just about the time period and you're in control of what happens in that time period, as far as like economics and, you know, that kind of stuff, not really events like people and historical figures. Anyways, I can't play a game like this because you already see how much I'm blabbing now. I would get way too into it. But the music's great. The music, it's a Grammy winner, not this one, but still, Grammy winner. It's a big deal. It sounds super professional. I don't know. That was cool. It didn't feel like 4 songs, but that was cool. Yeah, let me know. Whatever I asked. Cree, Canada, your life. How you got it? How you got introduced to this game? How were you in school? Whatever, you know. Whatever. We're here to share these moments. So, thank you, Biosleeve, for whatever the hell that was. Cool. Thank you to all my patrons you see here. They also share stories with me all the time. Thanks to you for watching. My name is Jesse in the auditorium. Take it easy.